The reality is you just inflamed a situation that was perfectly fine.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the ways and just like that left Sex and the City fans feeling more dumped on than Carrie on a post-it.
Paper covers rock.
Number 10. It undermines a satisfying ending. We guess the first thing we could ask here is, did we really need a Sex and the City revival or spinoff? Carrie left Petrovsky in Paris and big fans rejoiced, but perhaps most importantly, the Fab Four were reunited. And really, isn't that what the series was all about? Four friends discussing everything under the sun over brunch or Cosmos. It seemed like everyone had found happiness and peace on their own terms.
I forgot to tell you something on the phone. I love you.
You flew back to tell me that?
Can you think of a better reason?
No, I can't.
It felt complete. Then, and just like that came along, and it was like someone forgot to put the lid on the blender while making those Cosmos. And don't even get us started on Samantha. Well, not yet.
She's no longer with us.
No, she didn't die.
Oh, no! No, I'm so sorry, no. I just meant she's not with us. She's in London.
Number 9. Out of style. If New York was the 5th member of the group, then fashion was definitely the 6th.
You live for fashion.
I do not live for fashion.
How many fashion shows did you drag me to during Fashion Week?
8, what's your point?
The ladies often looked runway ready, and we loved picking out the outfits we dreamed of owning. Credit to the designers who tried to give us some nostalgic fashion moments, and we did notice and appreciated them more than Carrie appreciates a Manolo or Fendi baguette. But it still wasn't the same.
They were after fashion.
Please, sir, they're my favorite pair. I got them half price at a sample sale.
We respect the costume team's focus on sustainability, and we're totally behind them on that. But without Patricia Field's signature magic, so many of the looks just felt wrong, almost as if they didn't belong to the characters we'd spent 6 seasons getting to know.
I remember when the internet got a hold of that outfit and they wanted to like burn us at the stake. The internet wanted our heads.
Number 8. Misrepresenting aging. You've probably seen the comments pointing out that the Sex and the City gang is now around the same age as the Golden Girls were when that show aired. But while the Golden Girls proudly showed that life doesn't end after 50, and just like that, can't seem to decide what it's trying to say about aging.
I am not pretending to be any age. I am 55.
What, you want a medal?
Yes, I do. Can I get a medal?
Yes, you can. And when I turn 55 in 10 years, I would like a medal as well.
They could have been a mirror for the fans who grew up alongside them, but instead, it almost feels like the writers just had a getting old stereotypes brainstorm and then just went, yep, that'll do.
Long time no see. What's new?
Hey, I got hearing aids. I'm an old-timer now.
No, you're not. You only have 60% hearing loss in one ear and 40% in the other.
Yeah, because I'm old.
Also, while Sex and the City strode boldly toward all subjects of love and intimacy, now that everyone's older, and just like that handles the same territory with all the grace of a stiletto on ice.
Miranda, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Number 7. A big mistake. Big's death in the pilot is basically the new could Jack have fit on the door. Only now it's could Carrie have saved him if she had called 911.
And just like that, Big died.
No matter where you land on that debate, surely you cringed when Carrie started questioning their entire relationship now that Aiden was back in the picture. We didn't sit through all that on-again, off-again drama, affairs, cold feet, and more just for Carrie to suddenly wonder if it was all one big mistake.
I've been asking myself, was Big a big mistake?
The only mistake here was letting Carrie say those words out loud. Whatever your feelings were about this relationship, this felt like a massive slap in the face to longtime fans.
You said you loved me.
I do.
Then why does it hurt so much?
Number 6. The character assassination of Samantha. We've all heard the stories behind Kim Cattrall's decision not to return to the series, and honestly, fair enough. However, we cannot get behind the complete slandering of her character in the very first episode.
I told her that because of, what the book business is now, it just didn't make sense for me to keep her on as a publicist. She said fine and then fired me as a friend.
Samantha was arguably the most supportive friend who stood by the ladies through thick and thin no matter what. So we're not buying that she ditched her friends and crossed the Atlantic just because she was in a huff with Carrie for letting her go as a publicist.
Look, I understand that she was upset, but I thought I was more to her than an ATM.
You are. She was embarrassed.
So embarrassed she took a job and moved to London?
Samantha and Cattrall seem to have taken the very essence of the show with them, too. That being said, that Season 2 cameo, well, the less said about it, the better.
Samantha, do you have a British accent?
Who's Samantha? This is Annabelle Bronstein. I'm from India. Ta and cheerio.
Number 5. Too many woke moments. Yes, there are many important topics making headlines these days, and yes, they all deserve attention. But there's a right way to do it, and this is not it.
Woke moment!
And yes, I know that no one person can represent all the genders and sexual orientations or an entire race, and I fully acknowledge that we are complicated, diverse beings.
It almost feels like the writers scanned the daily headlines and just looked for ways to slot them into their scripts. We get that they were trying to show viewers that they had learned from their past insensitive mistakes and that they could be politically and socially relevant.
Honestly, had no idea that you didn't know. Did you, Robin?
I did not, Laura. Rock never gave us any clue that their parents were resistant to their changing identity.
There? Did you just say there?
They would have been better off choosing a couple of issues and giving them the due diligence they deserved. Instead, they tried a little too hard to tick all the boxes to the point that the messages just drowned in wokeism.
What do you think was going on with you?
I think I was just so worried about saying the wrong thing in this climate that I said all the wrong things.
I'm sure you didn't say all the wrong things.
You're right. I'll probably blurt out some new ones tomorrow.
Number 4. Making characters former shells of themselves. We never expected everyone to be frozen in time, but this? Carrie has lost the voice that was once so pivotal to the series. Charlotte is basically a parody of herself, and Miranda? Don't even.
Why are you running away from me?
Why do you think? Because I saw myself and heard myself, and now I want to get as far away from here as possible.
The smart, cynical lawyer we loved wouldn't recognize this bumbling stranger. Even Stanford, Anthony, and poor Steve got dragged through the reboot shredder.
You know, you got me so freaking distracted when you're yelling at me about the squash guy. I left my wallet over with a pickle guy who used to be over in that corner. I gotta go get it. Really nice to meet you, Professor, right? Oh, sorry.
And the new characters fare no better. It often feels like they're essentially there to fill a quota without being given the depth they deserve. It's like they've been written by someone who never watched Sex and the City and had just skimmed some character bios online. Everything that made us root for the OGs was gone, and we're still mad about it.
Women apologize to the whole world all day long for everything. Tennis is the one place that I don't have to do that. So as Demi Lovato would say, sorry, not sorry.
Number 3. Box-ticking diversity and inclusivity. We all know that And Just Like That desperately needed to atone for some of Sex and the City's crimes in this field, and no one can say they didn't try.
Oh no.
What?
Everyone I've invited is vanilla. The Wexleys can't be the only black couple at the dinner. They're gonna think we don't have any black friends.
Why don't you just ask the Jenkins in 4C?
Jenkins, yes!
Yes, it's great that they started in the writer's room, but somehow they still managed to trip over nearly every hurdle. Characters like Seema, Lisa, and Naya only seem to exist as sounding boards for the white cis leads, or as vehicles for the writer's forced wokeism.
My comment had nothing whatsoever to do with it being a black hairstyle. I knew that you were black when I signed up for this class. That was important to me.
You signed up for this class because I'm black?
Then there was Che. Oh, Che. Poor Che. They could have done wonders for non-binary representation and indeed been super pivotal in Rock's coming out journey. But instead, they were just insufferable. What we have here is textbook tokenism over substance.
Walking boomer joke that felt so fake to me. Just some phony, sanitized, performative, cheesy-ass dad joke version of what the non-binary experience is. It sucked.
Number 2, misjudging the tone. One of the greatest appeals of Sex and the City was how easily it made fans feel like part of the Fab Four.
Excuse me. I was wondering if you like to dance.
Oh, well, thanks, but tonight it's just us girls.
Okay, maybe not the white, heteronormative, living beyond your means side, but the conversations about life, love, work, and everything in between. They said out loud what most of us would barely whisper.
Sweetheart, this is the first time in the history of Manhattan that women have had as much money and power as men. Plus,
The equal luxury of treating men like sex objects.
It seems like the And Just Like That writers decided that the tone was far too idealistic and took a sharp left turn. Out went the fun and fabulous escapism. In came midlife crises, public service announcements, and absolutely no flow between characters. Essentially, they went from strutting down Fifth Avenue in Manolos to cautiously tiptoeing through Times Square in orthopedic flats.
And wants me to meet her in Times Square.
Sorry. The M&M store in Times Square. Oh, Miranda, you're strong, but you can't come back from that.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Whatever happened to soulmates? Perhaps the central love story in Sex and the City was the one between the core four.
Maybe we could be each other's soulmates. And then we could let men be just these great, nice guys to have fun with.
They showed us the power of chosen family and how the right people can help you survive just about anything. Say what you want about the series, but their bond was enviable and the heart of the show.
Go back to your people. We'll talk about this later.
You are my people, and we'll talk about it now.
And just like that, arguably chooses a more realistic angle where the ladies no longer have time for constant brunches. However, it also lets that central friendship fade into the background.
I just don't want to focus group this.
Listen, you brought it up, and we talk about everything, so you can't just suddenly change the rules.
That's true. We should probably take a vote, but it will never pass the Senate.
With Samantha gone and everyone facing personal problems, that easy camaraderie is missing, and the new characters don't quite make up for it. It's lost the intimacy and support that made the original's friendships unforgettable.
Well, we made a deal ages ago. Men, babies, doesn't matter. We're soulmates.
We couldn't help but wonder, what's disappointed you the most as a Sex and the City fan? Let us know in the comments.
If you see something, you have to speak on it. You have to call it out.